So what I think Rakan offers is that additional side lane support, given that you're going to be looking to roam a lot. Now, Ashe, as an independent AD carry, is fairly strong in an isolated 1v2 or even 1v1, but you've got to be careful of that lack of mobility.
Look, they're rotating Tarzan as well, so there's going to be 3 members here.
Tarzan's on his way. Breathe in, good. Wallop triple stun with the Mega Gnar. LNG thinking about the dive. Breathe dives back in. The damage going down onto Chris, but he's able to dash away. Suppressed on Gala will lock him up under the tower. We've got to pause. The dive continues to happen. Gala is going to fall. We can't quite see it on our screens as of yet, but we'll jump back down into the bot lane. Zucker's very low as well. He goes down. It's 2 for Weibo so far. Weibo trying to trade back onto Tarzan. Hung takes the kill. Breathe able to get back to the safe. To be able to get to the tower now. I say that. Light and Tarzan immediately stop him. What are you going to do? This is a very sad crocodilian, and he's falling for the first time. And a little bit here at World so far. And with Light being in the bot lane and only just starting to move up, I feel at least the first couple of these are going in LNG's pocket.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the LNG have too much of a numbers advantage. The waves are too good, but they're actually pulling off them. They've gotten the first grub. Breathe is about 50% HP.
Breathe is getting locked up here. Doesn't have time to flash away. LNG collapse. And fine. Second grub's definitely going to go over to LNG. Hex flash forward by Hong, trying to get onto Tarzan, who'll stun him against the wall. The dive in with a grand entrance. Zika trying to heal himself back up in the middle of the fight. Gala joining in as well. The knockback on Hong towards the top side, but it's not going to be enough from Weibo so far, and now Light is overextended. Zuka slicing and dicing his way through. The charm connects and Light is down alongside him. Tarzan falls, LNG.
They know they are very vulnerable, and Nocturne with already would just love an Ashe target.
Breathe, finds an engage on the Zuka.
Easy enough, Breathe just 1v1s him. We talked about how it would be a struggle for Zuka. Well, we see it coming up here for Breathe.
That's a lane swap diff right there, if I've ever seen one, and Breathe capitalizes on it. See if the rest of LNG can try and get...
There's the darkness. Immediately they jump in with the paranoia. Hung's on the flank as well. They wait for the flash. Shattering strike. The chase continues. And Xiaohu is down. Now the curtains open. And maybe we'll close on Weibo in this game 1. LNG have been winning every fight so far. Weibo trying to get away. Crisp with a good knock-up. The chase continues as Hung looks for another shadowing strike. But he's the one turned onto by Weibo. Magnus storm the charm again onto Light, but no follow-up for LNG.
The last grub. It looks like we're not going to be getting full grubs this game.
I think LNG do need to try and look for a play here with Weiwei and Scout off of the cross-map play.
It's a guaranteed tower and likely the Drake in exchange for a possible tower from the Rift Herald charge. Obviously, mid lane tower has been seen to have a little bit more value than a bot tier 1, but now it's to safety. We talked about Crisp's creativeness from time to time, and I think we saw it there.
He's denied. Crucially, Scout is keeping the push in towards bot. Xiao is going to go and match that, but the rest of LNG are there to support him.
Yeah, LNG have to keep trying.
Top side of the map has the TP available.
Xiaohu just putting the ball down. They go in with the arrow immediately. They dive onto Hung, and he is down. Breed looks for more, but Gala has to flash the wall, but Chris can continue to chase. He gets the blast cone. Gala knocked back. Wallop just short. The paranoia out from Weiwei. He tries to buy a second for his AD carry to escape. Scout on the flank doesn't hit the charm, but Xiaohu falls to the curtain call. Now Scout getting chased down towards the bottom side of the map. Breathe still going in, needs a couple more autos, can't quite get them. Weiwei turns his attention across to the walls, but really he's just looking for a way back to the mid lane. The chase continues. Light goes in, flash impale. TP behind us now. Weibo might be flanked. Gala looking for a little bit more. Scout coming back in with the teleport of his own. Zuka onto the back line. Targets Light first. Light flashes away. Zuka flash follows him. And now Breathes running for the hills. The engage onto Tarzan. LNG somehow turn the fight around.
LNG grabbing the extra kills, and are they going to...
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Because based on how this game has been going, you shouldn't... Oh, arrow.
Arrow onto Hung once again. Doesn't have the flash to escape. Charmed up, knocked into the wall. Weiwei dives to the back line. The paranoia is doing so much work, and in the face of darkness, there is no light. Scout gets the kill. It's a double for him. Double impale coming out, but Scout still has 2 charges of the Spirit Boss. Tarzan gets 1. In response, LNG trying to turn this fight in their favors, and they'll do exactly that. So far, it's a 3-for-1. It's the Dragon, because LNG are trying to take the fight around the Baron, but that Baron's going to be gone before they can really begin it. The paranoia comes out. TP is being invested as well by LNG. Quickness. The charm going on to Weiwei as well as he dived in with that paranoia, but Ishtar's
picking up your Dragon, and Weibo are going to push this one through.
Zuka has the teleport. He'll stay in the pit and can base, but could teleport if that push continued for Weibo on the top side. They'll just take the
fields coming through. Like if Weibo just group up and use their Baron to push in, they'll be able to...
Chris just hanging out of the back, making sure they have vision behind them, and then can always jump forward with the quickness. Weibo extended, catch someone out. Weibo, there's 3 cannon minions in this
siege is
push.
working.
The siege is incredible. They'll break open the base of LNG, who are still looking for some sort of flank position. Hung is in the river. He's a mile away. He's basically in Spain with how far he's away from the rest of his team right now, looking for that flank. He's going to be marked, though, by Tarzan, and Hung will realize he doesn't really have a way in here. Weiwei, though, does with the paranoia, diving onto the backline, but there's no damage to follow him up. Zuka trying to dive in and get the damage down onto Breathe, who somehow still survives. Zuka down! Weibo collapse. It's 4 for naught in favor of Weibo.
See what else they can get here. Gala is still alive, but he's got to run for his base right now. He's got 1 bullet and a dream, and I don't think that's going to be enough to fend off Weibo.
That was the big team fight that Weibo was looking for. Tarzan flashes in. Gala runs for his life.
He's just slammed into the wall. The cleanse will do nothing for him at all, apart from perhaps cleanse his mind of this game. Weibo in control. They'll go 1-0 up over LNG.
An incredible back and forth. Great demonstrations from
on the most mobile of AD carries here when they know that there's going to be a lot of counter-engage drafted on the side of Weibo. Does make a lot of sense. And Renata, again, that ultimate just goes with the theme of the Aurora and with the Amumu here. Anywhere except for his blue buff to go farm. He just goes back and get his level 3, but now he wants to make a play.
Chris flashes away. Zika does have a flash of his own. The handshake flashed away from Tarzan, trying to get in with the bandage shots, but he's going to be stunned up with the shield of Daybreak. Tries to flash the Zenith Blade, but can't escape it. First blood to LNG, and they're looking for more. Crisp has no way out. He's put in the dirt by Zika.
The lane swap. And so you become almost a liability at early Grubs fights if the early skirmish goes against you. And so Tarzan's like, you know what? I want no part of this.
Yeah.
I'm just a lonely, way too much power.
Tarzan, though, getting collapsed on.
Scouts going in for this. Tarzan doesn't have the flash yet, has the curse of the sad mummy, but can't get away from the counter-strike. The chase goes in as well, and maybe his fate is sealed, but the knock into the wall, into the all-out will pull Scout back. Is not quite enough damage, and Zika takes the kill on Tarzan. Towards the bottom side, Tarzan looking for a steal, but Gala's putting down the pain. Mystic shot just wide there on Crisp. He'll look to hit another. Hung takes the 5th, and LNG might even just secure 6 grubs as Weibo. They might as well have bought a ticket and some popcorn all
for free.
with 6 grubs as well.
LNG are just running rings around Weibo.
Yep.
We've been seeing it from the start of the game. After they got that advantage in the lane swap, Weibo have just constantly been playing catch-up. That's a tower secured. Breathe can't do anything to force Zika off access here to the Dragon.
Yeah, Tarzan's there as well, has the curse of the sad mummy. You can see Xiaohu trying to join up with the team. Solar player going down. Immediately they dive into Tarzan. There's the hostile takeover. Xiaohu can try and jump across the wall here. Tarzan falling low. Xiaohu diving in. Tarzan gets brought back with the bailout. And what a good fight this could be for Weibo as Chris flashes away from Scout. Xiaohu trying to put the damage down. Tarzan still sticking on the Drake. Gala can dive forward though. Just needs to land these Mystic shots. He'll get the resets. He looks for another one to light. Can't quite find it. Tarzan with a smite, 3 HP short, but still secures it in the end. Weibo found something out of nothing.
Can Gala keep chasing here? Tarzan is a little bit trapped.
Well, he's in the jungle, and that's where Tarzan likes to be.
Too bad.
But I don't think he's going to escape from that tree. That's Gala and Hung. Tarzan will dive forward, delay his death for a second, but Gala will get his 2nd of the game.
I mean, it was LNG.
Burning down the Rift Trail. Tarzan does show up again, but they're going to continue to focus on this Amumu. It's a Conqueror Amumu. Do anything crazy, and regardless, it is going to be the Rift Herald in mid and tower down another objective here for LNG. They can just rotate on over.
Zika's going to catch Xiaohu on this movement to the side. They dive back in though with the Between Worlds, and now Zika is on the wrong side of dodge. He still gets one with a lamppost, but his life is forfeit. Shot down to light. To the darkness, Hung and Gala guarding. The arrow goes down, hits Gala, he'll cleanse. Buffered the arcane shift away at the right moment as well. Zika's in the top lane, does have the TP, has a few wards that he could get to, but no real flanking positions, and because of that, LNG will not be able to fight their way back into the river. Weibo will get their 2nd Drake of the game. TP from Breathe to the top lane to match the push from Zika.
And they still have mid lane priority here. They're trying to force them off.
Hung goes in. Tarzan dives forward as well with the curse of the Sad Mummy Between Worlds. Now Hung doesn't have a way out. Hostile takeover. Hits on 2 on the back line. Zika's trying to join up with his team as LNG begin to hail the retreat. Light continues to rain arrows into the back of Weiwei, and he's a damn porcupine. Xiaohu takes the kill.
These big AoE fights, you know, in their advantage. It's going to be really hard to keep LNG from pulling them apart across the map.
I will say that Zika
coming in as well from Weibo. They will invest to make sure this top tier 1 is cracked. Their first tower of the game is broken.
The blue pings from LNG onto the Baron. They're cautious of it.
So all of them going in, TP behind now as Hung is the first one to be caught out. Tarzan went in with the curse of the Sand Mummy. Gala trying to go forward as well. He'll cleanse away. The hostile takeover finds one life brought back from the dead as the dive goes in for Zika. He'll find another Crisp and Breathe trying to survive underneath the tower. Xiaohu looking for that flank position. The dive goes in from Breathe. He isolates Weiwei, but Gala and Scout are still chasing him forward. Up towards the top side, Xiaohu's being fought off by Zika. A kill for Breathe, he gets one. The shutdown, but Zika starts to collapse as Breathe doesn't have a way out of here. LNG find the fight.
At the moment right now, I feel like. And so this is just Dragon number 3, Soul Point. So not like the game.
And this time, Betty Weibo going to start it up. It's what won them game 1. Can it do the same in game 2? Gala dashing forward with the Arcane Shift. TP coming in from Zika. Will Weibo turn the fight or will they stick on towards that Baron? Breathe on the front line, stunned up. Weiwei brought back the Baron down to 4,000 HP as LNG start to enter the pit. This is their zone to control, and Weibo trying to fight back. Hostile takeover, arrow onto the back line as well. The Baron down to 1,400. Breathe kills off Weiwei. The smite comes in from Weibo, and LNG walked into their own demise. Zeka pulled back as well. He'll fall. What a fight from Weibo, and once again, it's the Baron that does it all.
Weibo choose their moment wisely. They draw LNG in. They get the smite on the Baron, and they get the team fight.
A phenomenal Baron execution once again from Weibo. Patience was crucial there, but Sejuani committing the ultimate onto Crisp at the start of the fight was the go trigger.
AoE. Now Weibo with the biggest objective they could possibly gain, the Baron buff, allowing them to take so many towers.
And you can already see the gold swing. We talked about standing objectives on the map from this Red Bull Baron power play. They already have 3.6k, and they are looking to add on top of that piles of gold for them. 4 items on Light, 4 on Breathe, 2, almost 4 for Xiaohu. And LNG, how are you going to defend? Scout's off in the top lane. He's doing reconnaissance, but I think his army needs him back at base right now because the base is beginning to be broken by Weibo. Inhibitor tower in the bot lane has fallen. Scout, you're going to come back, mate. You're going to join up with your team. The tier 2 in the mid lane's gone down as well, and Weibo continued the advance. Scout, perhaps you need new instructions from your admirals, because right now your Nexus is falling, and all you're getting is an inhibitor tower. Now Scout TPs the Nexus tower, the second one. The target, curse of the Sand Mummy onto Zika on the backline. He's going to pull the sword as well. Between worlds go LNG. The pullback by Breathe, and Hung is hung out to dry by LNG. Zika dives in, a great counter strike. The re-engage coming out. Gala untouched. It's all on Gala alongside Weiwei and Zika to really turn this one around. LNG holding on to hope, but Gala's down to the twofold hand.
Re-engage, a huge counter strike for him. Gets 2 of them and just chunks down everyone. Even though Weiwei actually collects the last hits on a lot of these, it is very big. I want to see.
Gets Weibo vision. Charter Crystal Arrow only onto Hung. Bandage toss for the chase. Curse of the Sand Mummy onto the backline. And Hung is almost dead before the fight really begins. Tarzan falling low as well. Between worlds we go. But Zika's found the backline once again. Breathe trying to peel for Xiaohu and for Crisp. But already we see Weibo collapsing. Zika doing so much work. Now it's on Crisp. And Xiaohu, Zika will flash away. The reset coming out from Scout because he can TP back into the play. Breathe trying to survive for as long as possible. Zika doesn't go back in with a counter strike. Gala's doing everything.
With so many resources invested onto Hung, Weibo couldn't find the fight that they were looking for.
Scout doing a lot of work there. Coming in. This one is a banger. All right, 4-1 split push here with the added power of the Baron buff. Top inhibitor is exposed.
Slowly clearing the wave in the mid lane. Zika's looking to sync up a wave at some point. Now the minions pushing on towards the bot side. Scout diving in. The Enchanted Crystal Arrow is going through the uprights. 3 points for that, but not much more. The cannon minion continues to rain down. Gala's going to use the Void Might spawning from those 6 grubs they secured earlier to tank up the tower for him. Zika will take the mid lane inhibitor tower. The bot lane inhibitor coming in. Zika looking for that flank, has the GA. Xiaohu takes a Mystic Shot and takes a quarter of his health. Breathe is on the flank here. Glacial Prism going on to Tarzan. He goes back in with a bandage toss. Zika's still flanking, and Tarzan is left to his own devices here. He dashes back. Curse of the Sand Mummy onto Zika, but he's got the stopwatch and the GA to bring him back to life. Redemption coming out. Tarzan having to run away between worlds, though. Zika continues to dive forward, and light is extinguished. LNG continue their advance. Xiaohu and Breathe trying to survive through it all, but Gala just will not let them. Gala dives in with the arcane shift, and Breathe breathes his last. Earlier on this game, it was Breathe who came out on top on the Wolves. This time, Gala has his vengeance. Scout will chase down Xiaohu, and Xiaohu might escape for a second. I'm pretty sure Zika and Hung will chase him down.
The battlefield has been a bloody affair, but it is LNG that come out on top. A fantastic final fight with an incredible Zhonya's from Zika was enough to cement them the fight, cement them game 2, and equalize the series.
Banger! We're gonna even it up here, Medic!
Are you not entertained? This is the LPL versus the LPL, and I'm ready for 3 more.
For the AoE on the ultimate, very wide range here. That plus a Braum, you can really cover a lot of these jungle corridors. And even the Baron corridor, like we saw last time around, them successfully trying to like funnel LNG here. They're the ones coming out in game number 3 with a massive advantage. Wait, it's not done yet, Vetty, look!
Zika's on the flank, has that flash. Tarzan hits level 2. Hung on his way to join the fight, but doesn't have a flash, and only has that pulverized counter strike. He's gonna go down, and Zika locks up Crisp. Tarzan trying to get the Bramble Smash away. Zika flashes forward. Twisted advance will get the slow onto Zika. Kaza blows as well, gonna get the stun. Breathe and Xiaohu walking down towards the bottom side of the charm. It's gonna land onto Tarzan, and he's down too. LNG now the ones on top.
What is going on? Tarzan makes his way towards it.
And this ward right here that they have in that little curved brush in the river gives you so much confidence, you know. Not only do they have a good state to set it up, but they also investing a lot in champ select in these team fight setups. And so if you get your early dragons, you want to get some way to...
Hung all the way up towards his top side. The arrow's coming down, hits onto Weiwei. Nature's Grasp as well from Tarzan. Breathe flashes away from LNG. No one tanking up the tower as of yet. Chris flashes in. They're looking for more. Twisted advance. Paranoia on the backline, but the shockwave is absolutely massive. Xiaohu finds 4. Wei walking away wounded, but I don't think there's another way for him to go home apart from in a body bag. Xiaohu finds 2 to at least the semi-finals. And LNG currently backs against the ropes, at least in this game. And they would be in the series as well. They would fall down to 2-1. Trying to find a bit of redemption for last year, where they did fall out in the quarterfinals to T1.
What I love about Weibo...
They'll be able to just burn it down and smite it easy.
They will get the Drake. LNG secure it. Weiwei with the smite. Light and Crisp will gate them off from walking towards the mid lane easily. Tarzan's here as well to try and help Weibo push through that mid.
The only thing for LNG is they don't have anyone who can rotate up to top wave.
Oh, Scout going in, the Paranoia as well. They dive onto Breathe, who tries to jump for the safety of the tower, but he can't get there in time. The arrow going wide, Nature's Grass used as well by Tarzan. Xiaohu coming in with a TP, and Zika was caught with a shockwave. Zika diving back forward, he's surviving for so long. In the end, the clockwork wind-up will take him out. Xiaohu now in a 1v3, Light beginning to collapse. Hung his first target, Crisp there to join the Barney. Weiwei falling low. Xiaohu can't quite get in range, needs another auto command attack. Was blocked with the Soul Shield. Blast cone out from Weiwei, but he goes the wrong way indeed. Xiaohu takes the kill, Hung dies as well. Meanwhile, Scout is getting chased in by Crisp because it blows. Glacial Fisher used. Scout flashes, but the Winter's Bite is icy. He's looking for the stop here. It looks like Scout is going to be able to dodge away from the arrow, but Hung is the one who's being caught. Crisp chasing in. There's the shockwave back. Hung gets a good unbreakable will off just in time. Tarzan going for the chase on Weiwei. He'll be feared back though. Hung trying to do everything he can to survive here. Does still have the flash, but in the end he will be sacrificed. Weibo find another.
An easy pick for Weibo as Hung chooses not to flash, knowing there's few places for him to go. Scout cross-mapping on the top side, but the Herald dropped as well. Weibo going to get a lot off a single pick.
Yeah, as you say, Light shot the arrow up towards Scout, and Scout just went right back to the tower, so they've made the call to go for the gold here. Meanwhile, Weibo are going to get so much more since they also have Rift Herald. They get multiple objectives.
Looking for another charge, perhaps to the tier 2 in the bot lane.
Tight little turn there.
That was very, very impressive there from Chris. We'll give him his driver's license. You might wonder why sometimes you see players do this. If you can get the Rift Herald to charge in off synergy, you can actually deny some of the XP and gold from the enemy team. The TP behind here by LNG. A Scout looks for the flank. The Rift Herald helping Weibo out, but more just dawdling through the river right now. LNG gonna put their attention down towards Zeka. It's jumped on down towards the bottom side. Light and Breathe able to take him out already. Weibo have got one. Scout still looking for that flank. The Drake secured by LNG, their second of the game. Exchanged for a kill in favor of Weibo, but LNG will be very happy that they stopped the Soul from stacking up. The arrow though finds Weiwei's heart, and Chris follows up as well. Weiwei, the twisted advance enough to spell his towards the top side. Weiwei's here to shadow him as Tarzan begins to collapse. Chris goes in, spell shield. There's the charm from Scout. TP coming in from LNG as well as they look to turn this fight around. The paranoia has been popped by Weiwei. Diving onto the backline, Killer Instinct, Light locked up. Gala dives in and they're looking for the damage onto Light. The unbreakable wall is not enough to stop Gala on his advance. Chris falling to LNG find 2. Realize, oh my god, this is 6,000 HP. Xiaohu has a TP. He'll try and join the fight. Breathe coming in from the top side as well, but the Baron has already been finished. Xiaohu comes in. Hagen's going to sacrifice himself to make sure his team secures the ultimate prize. The Baron taken by LNG.
Such a collision from LNG and removing Light meant a one-team fight.
Zika wailing away on Tarzan, knocks him back with a Bramble Smash. Void Seeker coming in from Gala. Look at the damage onto Tarzan. The paranoia being used as well. Everybody's coming to get you as Tarzan begins to retreat, but the dive in is enough. Tarzan is going timber, and Gala's looking for more. Zika will take out Light. Chris now left to his own devices. He's fried by LNG. Xiaohu trying to escape, but there's another Spirit Rush, and Scout will be holding the charm like his life depends on it, because it almost might. Xiaohu still finds him through the charm. Void Seeker going out as Xiaohu is chunked down to 200 HP. Breathe about to go mega knocked over the wall by Hung. LNG will get the mid-tier 1, but not much more.
Another team.
There remains a big hope there for Weibo, but
neither of these teams can just have a clean game, can they? The other team always has to pull out all the stops, and that's what makes Weibo versus
on to Weibo. You see Gala there was actually hovering Zika for a while.
Ooh, Zika. And he can TP top.
Breathe can TP as well. He's going to go back to base first to try and get back to full HP, but that Baron's already down to 5,000 HP. Nature's Grass coming out. Hung doing a wonderful job of keeping the tree a mile away. The Baron falls in the forest, and LNG damn well heard it. Weibo could get nowhere near, and instead they'll look for a Drake.
So they're going to go Drake, but LNG know this, and with Baron buff, they're actually pushing on top side right now. Are they going to keep Scout pushing all the way towards Inhibitor Tower? They do have a couple trailing members there too. It looks like they will commit to that. Weibo destroy this dragon fairly quickly though. I think they should be able to defend.
Ash Arrow.
Looking for Scout. Doesn't find Scout. He Spirit rushes forward with the dive immediately onto Breathe. The Nav into the wall will buy him a second, but it's not enough time. Breathe is down.
The double trailing play for LNG. It's Gala and Weiwei with the ultis to immediately answer. What a bait.
What a bait from LNG. Dodge from the Ash Arrow into a setup play. Zika, we've already seen him take these towers before. He's going to take another. LNG very quickly asserting their dominance here in Game 3.
That was so sick. Scout was looking for it the entire time. They know exactly what your play is going to be. Dodges the Ash Arrow, and they punish immediately now with this Baron buff, taking down the inhibitor turrets quickly.
Inhibitor tower in the top lane already raised to the ground by Scout. Chris trying to respond, but there's no one there to help him out. Instead, they'll put their attentions toward this mid lane wave to clear it out.
Look at bot wave as well, Medic. You've got Zika catching another. The TP into the top lane. Scout never had a chance to base before, but now he has, and he returns with a death cap. Zhao has to be so careful.
If you're Weibo, how do you even jump on a side lane here? Because Kai'Sa and Nocturne are always threatening these ultis between multiple lanes to join and defend. It is just so relentless. The pressure with the added Baron buff. Zika
has a stopwatch. He'll use it before Tarzan can get the full engage. Hung trying to come across as well with an arm into the wall was done. Zika, he's going to try and get the counter-strike off in time. First leap strikes away. The arrow going down as well. It's wide. Zika surviving for a hell of a long time while Sky pushes in the top side. In the end, Zika will fall even through the counter-strike. The Thunder Sky not going to be enough to keep him alive. Scout should be able to get an inhibitor for this and will do exactly of this streak. Take it to 7 if someone wants soul. Make sure you secure as many buffs, as much gold as you can before. From Zika, and there it goes. Weibo stick to the Baron. The arrow goes wide and hits onto Zika. The Baron down to 2,000. Scout going in with the charm as well. The Baron's already secured by Weibo. And they dive in with the twisted advance. Scout on the backline down to half HP. Already Gala's dead. He dived in and he died for it. An incredible Gnar. Breathe catches LNG out of the air and slams them into the wall. Weibo win the fight. And you have to feel they can just march down mid.
A single fight was all they needed. 5-0. Weibo will wipe out LNG.
They've done it again. Weibo draw LNG into the Baron pit. They get the Baron, they get the team fight, and they're going to get the dub.
30 seconds from anyone for LNG to be back up, but I think all they're gonna do is watch their Nexus fall in grayscale. Curses be damned. Game 3 curse you save, Eddie. Apparently, Weibo just don't care. Weibo are 1 game away from semis.
Light with the timing on the arrow on that teleport. A lot of the things though, because you're, like you said earlier, you don't want to give them too high value on Merc Treads.
There's the Maokai.
And the Nautilus locked in for LNG.
Scout has no teleport, so his recall right now, it was not on vision, but LNG are still able to go take first grub, even though they're on the timer where Scout is recalling and then heading bottom side, because they see that Breathe with no teleport on the Jax is still pushing the wave in. That was Smite invested from Weiwei though, so Tarzan should be able to...
Look at Zika.
He's on the flank, but Xiaohu's going to come across as well. That ultimate from the Aurora is available. They dive in. Meanwhile, on the bot side, Breathe is just farming minions. You can see Light's already got 1 kill. Between Worlds is a second as Zika falls as well. Weibo find 2, take 2 grubs as well.
A confident play there from Weibo as they're able to collapse with numbers first. Weiwei now isolated, trying to sacrifice. And he will get away with it. Nicely done there.
We'll be able to get the Drake as well. So this is 2 grubs, a dragon, 2 kills, almost a 2,000 gold lead, currently sitting about 1.
After the reset here, they'll immediately start it off again.
Engage going in as they look to try and catch out Hung. He'll only land the dredge line onto Tarzan. Hung tries to flash the wall with the Trisha Barrage just going wide. Crisp is going to chase him down towards the bottom side, but LNG won't really care that their support is being chased out by Crisp. The Titans rush for a little shield into the dredge line. Hung still surviving. Crisp has to flash away, and Weiwei's on the chase, collapsing in. Crisp still finds him. Crisp trying to dash back to Xiao, who will escape for the moment. The grubs as well. The prize for Weibo. Scout looking for a little bit more up towards the top side. Weiwei now locked up between 2 worlds, and Gala trying to put the damage down onto Xiaohu, but he can't hit what you can't see. Xiaohu finds another. Scout was unable to find anything on the top side, and Weibo will get 4 grubs.
And now it's just Weibo dominance. They get to their 4 grubs, they're gonna grab an extra one. 5 bonus
plates as well. The arrival of Weiwei is crucial as the ulti comes through.
Dominus about to time out here. Zika, Glacial Prison hitting, but Xiaohu was able to dodge just outside of tower range, and now between 2 worlds. Go Weibo once again. Already Zika down. The rest of Weibo beginning to collapse here as Weiwei and Hung look for a little bit more. Dredge line hitting onto Tarzan, but the curtain call is tanked up by Weibo. Gala trying to join the fray here. Scout still pushing in the top lane. TP coming in by Scout as they look to take the battle underneath the tower. Breathe locked up for a second. He will fall to the turret as Weibo have found another, but have they overstepped? Scout snap back to reality. LNG only got 1.
The party in the bottom lane is actually going to move over to the mid lane. Tarzan running for his life towards his AD carry, but he gets snared.
To a minion, he got snared just in time. Instead, he goes to Tarzan. And Gala will reload and then put a shot in the back of the tree and find another Weibo. They are in prime position to close this out. Would be the first red side win of this series too. They start to crack through these tier 1s. Scout will answer on the top side with 1 of his own. LNG will get their first Drake, the second of the game.
Look at mid.
Yeah, you've got a Rift Herald as well for Weibo if they want to continue this advance. Light will take the tower. And for the moment, that's all.
Tien returning to Paris, but Crisp, also a world champion, and now he might have to make another play.
Hung looking for the flank here. They jump onto Tarzan first. They'll lock him up for a second. Weibo might lose their jungler before the fight really begins, and that's what's going to happen. Breathe tries to dive onto the backline, has the counter-strike. Gala cleanses a moment too early, but gets away from the between worlds, but Breathe slams him in the back of the lamppost, and that's another. Hung trying to do everything he can. Breathe doing so much work on the back here. Scout having to flash away. Breathe almost falling, but Crisp dances around and shields his top laner. In the end, Zika will get the kill, but Weibo are not done with him. They'll find another Light on a killing spree.
In a 4 versus 5, Weibo turned the fight around. Breathe with unparalleled confidence, dives into the face of LNG and walks away the victors as they get a tier 2 turret as well.
Made their way through the playoffs. Last year it was their way through Worlds until they finally met up against T1 and were stopped at that final hurdle. Here they're trying to make that run again. I don't think anyone would have put them as a team that would make it to the semi-finals, but right now they're on the cusp of it. The Riftel charging forward.
Him and Scout, especially the play in mid lane versus T1 versus Faker.
Oh yeah, and as far as we know, Light and Tarzan trying to chip away at it. Knight's gonna dash back, Crisp going forward as well. Breathe on that front line, curtains open, Tarzan's in the pit. Breathe gets the stun onto Weiwei. Meanwhile, Zika trying to distract the rest of the team on towards the back. The true shot barrage between worlds. Weiwei has to flash away, but Breathe puts him in his place, and now the dive into the back line by Scout is not enough to take anyone from Weibo down. It's all on Scout and Gala here, you feel, but Weibo aren't giving them a second to breathe. Gala steps in, does nothing with his mortal reminder. Breathe, though, will be taken out by Scout now. Weibo still trying to advance. Crisp can dance his way around the fight. No flashes available to them, apart from on Xiaohu, who does have the TP, and LNG are being herded like cattle down towards the bottom side. Scout will stack up the Q3 on the Grump, the TP coming in from Xiaohu as well, and Scout is just trying to distract Weibo for as long as possible.
Exactly, Medic. Scout knows that he can win in this skirmish, but he's just being shepherded into Weibo's base. The damage is good enough. The problem for Weibo
is Crisp able to dodge away with that grand entrance. Weiwei going in for Xiaohu, who does have the Between Worlds back up. He's being chased up towards the top side. Between Worlds coming out as well as Breathe dives in for the enemy jungler. And Weiwei, there's no way away. He survives this day. LNG lose the Baron. Weibo secure it. They take the kill as well. And then they can for this situation.
Oh no, Medic. The light at the end of the tunnel is 601 with 3 fully completed items.
The depth charge onto Light. He's not got the flash, but has the claims. And now here comes Xiaohu Between Worlds once again. Glacial Prism will hit Crisp, looking for the quickness on the backline. But now Hung and Gala are left out to dry. Gala trying to do everything he can, but Light just jumps in. They call him Light Yagami for a reason. There's a death note with your name on an LNG. Scout looks for the great seal and manages to turn the fight around. Somehow, Scout is revived, and now Breathe pushing in the bot side. Xiaohu's going to help him push it out from there.
All I'll say is that 9k gold lead has gone down, but a TP flank.
Scout has IE now. Scout's looking for the flank onto Breathe. Tarzan and Chris trying to help out their top laner. Scout jumps forward. Counter-Strike coming out. There's the stun. Nature's Grasp being used as well for the root, but Scout's able to avoid it. True Shot Barrage coming out. Scout's down to half HP. He'll dodge away with the Q3. Depth charge as well between worlds. Fate sealed him to the backline, but Scout's already down, and Weibo have found the fight they were looking for in the bot side. Scout already dead. Gala walking away, but I think Xiaohu will not let him escape. Gala managing to get away for a second. The Mystic shot just wide, but Breathe comes in with a counter strike, and it's all done by the Nexus falling.
Triple there now for Breathe, and it's Weibo inside the base.
They're just the masters of mojo. Somehow, whenever you doubt them, Weibo will come out on top. Again, the underdog run continues as Weibo will make their way to semis.
An incredible performance from Weibo.
Weibo Gaming est la première équipe à rejoindre les demi-finales et j'ai Wendy et Tarzan avec moi pour cette interview post-match. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for being with me, Wendy. La première question que je vais avoir pour lui, c'est le match-up contre LNG, ils le connaissent par cœur. Ils les ont joués toute l'année en LPL et la dernière fois, c'est LNG qui en sont venus à bout. Quelle était la différence aujourd'hui pour qu'ils arrivent à venir au bout d'LNG? The main difference between today and the past times they faced LNG was the fact that for once and for this time, they came out victorious. What was the difference today, especially in a clutch series like this one?
那首先恭喜你们获得本场比赛的胜利。其实你们和 LNG 也是交手过非常多次。上一次你们的碰面在冒泡赛，他们是击败了你们，但是这一次结果不同，你们获得了胜利。所以说你可能觉得在如此激烈的一场比赛当中，是什么发生了改变，会使得今天有这样的一个结果呢？
今天的话，我们其实没有改的很多吧，就我们打好我们自己，然后也之前也是在 APL 的时候打过很多比赛嘛，所以就没什么。今天就我们打好我们自己，就这样。
So I think maybe for today, there's nothing very special things happened because we're very familiar with each other, and what we need to do is really concentrate and focus on our own stuff. So instead of like having something special, we like to just try our best to showcase ourselves on stage today.
La grande différence et difficulté quand on affronte une équipe qu'on connaît très bien, c'est justement de ne pas se concentrer sur l'adversaire, mais plutôt de se concentrer sur sa propre performance. Et c'est ce qu'ils ont fait aujourd'hui, et c'est pour ça qu'ils ont réussi à venir à bout d'LNG. Mais quand on regarde Weibo, par rapport à la LPL, par rapport au Swiss Stage, c'était une performance bien meilleure et bien plus satisfaisante aujourd'hui qu'ils ont réussi à montrer sur la scène des Worlds. Est-ce qu'il y a une différence dans la façon dont ils ont travaillé? When you look at Weibo in the LPL and in Swiss Stage, considering the fact that they had to fight up until the last moment to get the tickets to quarterfinals, is there anything that they've been working on to be to that level today? And do they feel like they fixed their issues?
其实我们回顾一下 WBG 整个的一个旅程，无论是在 LPL 的比赛当中，还是在瑞士轮，你们都是战至最后一刻才取得了来到这里的门票。所以说，也想问一下，可能在整个过程当中，你们有哪些提升和进步，才能够达到今天的高度？你觉得你们有没有改进队伍的一些问题呢？
就简单一点说的话，我们就改了我们自己的配合上的磨合吧。然后就我们今天也进步到了，还学到了东西，所以下场我们还能强。
So I do feel what we did is just to try our best to have a better synergy, and for the whole team, we try to have build an even better teamwork. And also, I must say, from this best of 5, we are still growing. We have learned so many new stuff here. So in the future, WBG will become even more stronger.
Ce n'est que le début pour Weibo, puisqu'ils ont l'intention de devenir plus forts. Ce sur lequel ils ont travaillé aujourd'hui, c'était leur synergie d'équipe, faire en sorte que toute leur stratégie était au point. On a hâte de voir ce que ça va donner pour la suite, étant donné que c'est la première demi-finale de championnat du monde pour Tarzan. It is the first time you reach World Semifinals. How do you feel right now?
Tarzan 选手第一次将要进入到全球总决赛4强的争夺当中，此时此刻有什么样的一些心情吗？
就很开心吧，但是我的目标还没达到，所以就继续加油，继续冲。
Definitely, I'm super happy to be able to qualify to the semifinals, but my goal hasn't been reached yet. So what I need to do is really try my best and keep it up.
Forcément content d'arriver en demi-finale aujourd'hui, mais le travail n'est pas fini. L'objectif, c'est la coupe, l'objectif, c'est le championnat du monde, donc il va continuer de travailler ici. Dernière question, last question for you, Tarzan. You were the first team to play semifinals. You were the first team to play in front of this arena today. How was the experience? How was the atmosphere playing at the center of this stage?
同时也想问到，你们是第一个来这个场馆比赛的战队，所以说也想问一下，整个这场比赛打下来，在这个场馆当中有这么多热情的观众，你们所有见到的一切，你觉得有什么样的一些感受吗？
今天打的时候感受到粉丝们的支持，所以我们也很有感觉打比赛了。
While we were playing on stage, I can really feel the support and the cheer from all the fans, and really this buffed me up.
Ce qu'il a dit, c'est... Je pense que vous avez très bien compris ce qu'il a dit. Les fans, vous avez fait un boulot colossal aujourd'hui et c'était seulement le premier quart de finale. Du bruit pour Tarzan et Weibo, s'il vous plaît. Wendy, Shay, thank you so much, Tarzan, for the interview. Et messieurs, de retour à vous.
Moi, je suis pas un monsieur, mais ça va aller. Je suis mademoiselle.
Hey, call out!
Ouais. No, it was, of course, a toss to her colleagues over at the OTP stream. Amazing job, by the way, Laure and Wendy, for that. That is difficult to